Hello, welcome back to the Trooper that sat for 7 years, or Project Shitbox here, as I've been calling it. It's actually cleaning up pretty nice. As you can see, it's out of the shop here and up and running, idling beautifully actually at 900 RPMs here. I put an engine in it that came out of a Trooper that I scrapped a while back, where it had blown a head gasket because nobody ever retorqued the head. It's very important when replacing the head gaskets on these that you retorque the head. And so literally when I took the engine apart, it had two almost finger tight head bolts on it. So, and that had a freshly rebuilt head on it, and the bottom end was in great shape. So I had just sitting around and I put it in. Seems to be running great. I threw some new plug wires at, or new plugs at it, cap, rotor. I took a bunch of the accessories off of the engine that had came out of this because it was also brand new. So a nice water pump. I put a new timing belt on it, new tensioner, front and rear main seals, valve cover gasket, adjusted the valves. I've had some problems with the coolant system on this thing. When I first put it together, the radiator had a plug in one of the hoses. So whoever had taken the car apart before me had decided to put some plugs in there. I didn't see it when I reassembled the hose, and man, it was getting hot on me and spitting coolant out, trying to bleed the coolant on it. And I finally figured out the problem, that there was a big old plug in the upper radiator hose. So since it had gotten warm, I went ahead and retorqued the head too at that point. So head's been retorqued, and like I said, I set the valves while I was in there the second time. Got that plug out of it. I replaced the thermostat while I was in there, and bled right out and is running beautifully. I haven't had a chance to drive it. It doesn't have any plates or insurance. I'm still waiting on the title in the mail, but I've removed the shitty rubber trim that was peeling off of the side. As you can see, I still have some work here to get the rest of that glue off, but I've started on the other side over here, and it does appear to be coming off. You can see a spot on the driver's door there, so it should come off with some elbow grease and look pretty decent. It has this old Smitty built bumper on it that was loose. I fixed it had a stripped out bolt on it for the bumper, and I put that back on, and it's nice and sturdy now. So it's got a good push bar on it. When I've moved it in and out of the shop a couple times here, the brakes are certainly sticky. It's sitting in place right here with no e-brakes, so I got some brake issues to sort out. But I'm parting out a second-gen Trooper right now, so this will probably get all of those brakes and get a big brake upgrade when it gets the 16-inch wheels off of that too. Because like I said, I'm gonna be keeping these wheels for my other Trooper that's much nicer than this one. These are my favorite Trooper wheels, so I'm very happy to finally get a hold of a set of those. I contacted Johnny 5, the Trooper guru, about trying to get a replacement LX badge, and he let me know that it's a very, 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 he used 3 varies, rare truck here. So this is the only LX I've ever seen, and he also said he had only ever seen one. So apparently this was the limited. You won't be able to see it probably, but you get just the right angle on this old sticker, and it was a limited model. So I'm not sure exactly what the LX limited denotes versus the LS. You know, this is it's got all the bells and whistles, you know, like my other one doesn't have this fabric back here. It's got some fabric on the front doors that my S model doesn't have, but I think some LS's have this. It's supposed to have the tonneau cover back here, which is missing. I have vacuumed it out and cleaned it out and washed it, but the carpet's in pretty rough shape. I think I actually have some replacement floor carpet for the back. The front carpet will just eventually get pulled out and shampooed and put back in. It doesn't have any holes in it, but it's dirty. It'll clean up okay. The rear seat's fairly dirty, but the side bolsters are still there for the bed conversion seat, so yay. It doesn't have any rips in it. I'll take it out and pressure wash it and clean it up, and it has a nice bed rear seat in it. So the front seats, I've peeled the covers back a little bit, and they're not in the greatest of shape. They're could be serviceable. I could probably take this apart and sew a patch on that if I wanted to, but I've got some second gen seats for this. Supposedly they swap in fairly easy with just a little piece of plate steel, so those will be going in, and they're in very good condition. Got to get the door cards off. I've made this elastic repair before. That's not a big deal. I'll just end up screwing it closed, and I can shampoo that out of the door cards while I got them off. All the power windows work. The HVAC system sort of works. It does get warm in here. I haven't tested the air conditioning yet, but there's a cable that's off on the right side over here, and when you move the controls, the flaps aren't working as they should, so the heater box is going to have to come out, and I'll have to see if I can get everything working properly on that again, and test the AC. I think the AC works when you put it on defrost because it's tied to the AC. You can hear it kick down and the idle bumps up a little bit. And I've tested the clutch on the compressor and it's working. So I have hope that the AC is going to work in this. Hey, nice headliner in here. It's a little dirty, but should clean up very, very nicely. I think this car is going to make a good driver for somebody. The front end's in decent shape. The CVs aren't torn or anything. Ball joints look to be in good shape. I'll continue to clean it up. There's certainly going to be some issues with clear coat that are probably not going to get repaired. I've tried rubbing it out a little bit with some rubbing compound. I'll probably hit it again. It started to look a little bit better on the top there versus the bottom. You can see where it's, I rubbed it out a little bit there. It'll get better, but it's going to show that it faced the sun on this side while it sat for 7 years. But anyway, there she is, up and running. That's the big part. It's running now, and I can start knocking out some of these little things on the list to make this thing a driver. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned.